should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up.
What's going on, people? Fam Entertainment here from level1gaming.com. And congratulations, you guys are leveled up to 190. This is the Double XP podcast. It seems as if my days of, just living off of Hugger is over as I am hosting tonight. And man, if I go silent, because I got to remember how to do things because my sister makes life easy for me. And I don't
It'll be
really
back
know
to normal next week.
how to do things whatsoever. But with that being said, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the Cyberpunk because apparently it's having a revival at some point. We're going to talk about the possibility of Xbox doing a direct style show that's not inside Xbox because that was terribly, terribly bad. And also, I'm going to get the panel's thoughts on difficulty in video games. Before all, let's get going with the introductions. As usual, the man with the clamps. Citizen Snips.
What's going on, everybody? I'm happy to be here. I didn't think I'd be alive this long after this morning. It was a rough start to the day, but I'm here. I made it. We're doing all right, and we got some good topics to talk about, and a guest whose name I always love because there's nothing wrong with a slow-mo backslap. You do got to powder up though first, chat. Never forget. You got to powder up. Don't hurt your hand slapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next up,
I like that. You know that Johnson and Johnson, right?
Whoa.
Always.
Next up, my right hand man, the floor hugger with the hard R. Oh, and I guess I should have said this first. Let me start over. That was a mistake, right? Next up, the host of Cogs in the Machine, my right hand man, the floor hugger with the hardest of R's.
What's up, everybody? I am excited to be back as always with the boys. And it is funny. It will be back to normal for next week for Fame, but it is funny watching him do this all over again. I'm excited for the guest to be here. And if I'm not mistaken, Slow-Mo might have been on the first episode I ever did with you. Like way back in the gaff years ago.
Really?
It could be.
Maybe.
We have to go back and look. I thought
maybe.
Or she just mixed you up with somebody else. We get voices mixed up. If you was on cam, she'd be like, "Oh, the voices sound familiar." Gotta be.
They do sometimes. But I'm excited, and we got some gaming stuff to talk about.
Yo, next up, and this man got some big stuff popping, right? He got a lot of stuff happening at level1gaming.com because all he does is send out emails, hop in your DMs, and he gonna talk you up, baby, until you respond. The communications director at level1gaming.com, who is also the host of Cards Gamers, who is also open for advertising. You can put a tattoo above his butt crack as long as you pay him, baby. Bama J67, what's going on, Chief?
You know what? It would have to cost quite a bit, but for the cause, you do what you got to do for the bank account. But no, folks, as usual, check those emails, respond, yes or no, or here's the check. Those are all great responses. But yeah, we're here. Gaming Slow-Mo is here. Hopefully he'll carry us in some more video games.
And last but not least, he is a panel member on the Brat Podcast. Somebody who was on Twitch. I'm going to link his Twitch down below. This man plays his games. I was so excited when we got to play Roll Company with him because it was carry season. And I am heavy, bucko. Slow-Mo, what's going on, Chief?
Yo, what is good, yo? What's up, Level 1 Gaming? What's up, chat, man? We about to have a good time tonight. I don't know about this carrying stuff. I was just there. I was a bystander. I was just a passenger on the road to destroying all those people that we played in Road Company. It was great, man. I had fun. It was a good time. We had good jokes. We definitely got to do it again. But like we can get into these topics real quick, But let's do it. Let's do it, man.
Shout out to Mini Yeti in the chat. Mini Yeti always trying to throw some love in the chat. Dragonheart is in the chat. Otaku Fixes in the chat. What is happening? Hustling, motivating, always hustling and motivating. Dallas can't make the appearance tonight, but he is in the chat as well. Before we get going to the topic, Slow-Mo. Tell us about Slow-Mo, man. I know you do a different podcast from BRAP to DPS. Tell us a little bit about you, man, and really how you got involved in in talking games and your love for video games, man.
Well, you know, like I started video gaming in the '80s. Let me not go that far back. No, but just
My man from the age of stuff. Yeah, I was back when I was 47 in the 80s, and I got my Nintendo.
well, you know, I played the very first video game Pong. No, like I'm not that old, but no, I have been gaming for a long time. I'm a bit of an older gamer. I'm not afraid to admit that, but I love games of all platforms. That's the one thing. If anything would say anything about me is that I love playing interesting, different games, not the same old, same old. And it doesn't matter what platform they're on. I'm going to be in it, and I love shooting games. I love to shoot people in the face. It's a feeling you get when you cap a guy and he's down on the ground. You're just like, yes. So I love those kind of games. My content and getting into content creation is interesting because you guys know that the Ash and Luca, right?
Yeah.
So I was in her Discord, and I might be inclined to argue with people. Maybe I just like the debate people a lot, and she just like hit me up and was like, "Just come on my show, Scumcast, just one time, please." And I wasn't quite sure I was comfortable with it, but then I gave it a shot. And next thing I know, I'm like, I do podcasts all the time, man. I can't help it. It's like I'm addicted to it. I'm a podcasting crackhead. I got my show, Damage Perspective Podcast, with my homie Gaming Forte. Shout out to Forte. He's probably trying to convince someone to get Game Pass at his GameStop right now. And we got Brad Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. That'll be going live tonight as well. I'll be jumping in there once we're done here, and the Scumcast on Saturdays as usual. So I at least do those 3 every week. But I make sure I get my gaming in too, because of course I gotta do gaming before I do podcasting. But that's what I'm doing, man. That's what I love to do, man. I love just conversing and talking with other gamers about video games in general, because there's always something to learn.
Indeed.
And there's always something to like hear other people's perspectives about things, and may actually teach you a thing or two. So yeah,
That's what's up. So it's about gaming, right? It's all about love for gaming. We're gonna jump right into it, to a game that's trying to have somewhat of a redemption arc, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. As some of you guys may have, well, you should have seen at this point, Cyberpunk has released its next gen patch for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And a lot of people, I noticed, at least on my friend list, is currently playing Cyberpunk at the moment. I was able to get it for $9 maybe 2 months ago, brand new, packaged and sealed with a steelbook. And I personally have been waiting for this update to even give the game a try, right? So I'm going to go around a panel and get your thoughts, because for a lot of people, especially with games like coming out soon, Horizon Zero Dawn, Elden Ring, right? There's a lot of games that's getting ready to drop right now. Is it too little too late for Cyberpunk? Is there an opportunity here for people, for them to win back the gamers with this patch? And I do want to start with Baron, because I know Baron has been playing Cyberpunk as of late. Baron, your thoughts on the Cyberpunk 2077 patch. Is it too little too late?
No. We live in a world where No Man's Sky made a successful return. You got games that have been in beta for God knows how long. You got people spending money in games that are still in like open beta or early access. Crossfire X exists.
That game doesn't exist. Don't you bring that game up.
Hey, but no, this is the world we live in. So I'm not gonna say it's too little too late. This may actually be a great time for it to jump up, because you got to think, one, we know a lot of people don't have PS5s, right? And most people would want to experience Horizon Forbidden West on a PlayStation 5. Like, I know, even though I can play it on my PlayStation 4, I'm not. I'm going to wait until that magical PS5 refresh hits at some point in time in life. But knowing that, and then Elden Ring, even though it's going to get a lot of hype and it's going to sell well, not too many people are going to be playing it. Or people are going to play it just because it's the game that's on the talk of the town. But then they're going to put it down when they get curb stomped by a regular mob while they're looting. So this is a great time to bring back in Cyberpunk. It's a shooter. It's got the RPG mechanics, but not extremely heavy. It's got the name behind it, so it's got the big pizzazz. This could work out to be a good redemption story. Now, in terms of what's been happening for me playing it, only reason I put it down is when they had the whole inventory glitch issues.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like that's the only thing that's scary. That's the only reason I stopped playing. Because I play Bethesda games and are nicknamed Buckthesda. Like I don't
So
have.
you're used to bugs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not a game like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Why is this same character walking past me 10 times as I'm walking down the street? Like that's not a breaking scenario. So for me, it was just a matter of I was worried about my save getting destroyed. When I booted it back up after I think it was like 60 gig update, the last time I touched the game was 12/20/2020. Like, so to see like a February 2022 save next to it's pretty hilarious. But yeah, I think this will be all right. I think this is a good redemption story for Cyberpunk if it can pull it off.
I'm gonna head over here to the chat really quick. And hey, while you guys are in the chat, please give us your thoughts and don't forget to like the stream out, share it out, man. Let's get the people in here, let them know that we are live and we are doing our thing. I'm gonna go over to a comment by Wolf. Shout out to Wolf for being in there. He said he can't wait until modders get up in that thing like they did Skyrim. He said, and he also said, I enjoyed Cyberpunk 2077 story. Play all the way through at launch. Woo! I don't know a lot of people that did that. I really don't. But I'm gonna move over to you, Slow Mo. Are you someone who gave Cyberpunk 2077 a chance back in the day? What did you think about it then? And is this something that you can find yourself getting into at this point in time? Is this something that's piquing your interest?
Well, I did play it at launch, and I played it on PC though, so I didn't deal with the multitude of issues that a lot of people dealt with on consoles, especially the last gen consoles. But I did have some problems. I almost put the game down in the final mission because I couldn't get the final mission done because this tank that was like imperative to getting to the next section of the final mission kept flipping over. Like every time a bullet would touch it, it would like launch into the air and then come back down on top of its head, and then like it would just like, okay, I'm just gonna have to restart the game because it's done. But I did enjoy the story. I thought the story was good. I liked the characters. It wasn't as great as say like some of the classic BioWare stories, BioWare RPGs, that kind of stuff. But I thought it was all right. The game I think it's okay. I didn't really care for the combat that much, but as far as me coming back to it, I did attempt a second playthrough sometime last year, and I just like I got bored, so I said, nah, I'm good. But outside of that, I think it would have a good redemption story if it's completely fixed. That's one, and two, if it wasn't in February, because it's like this time right now is just there's so many games that people are brand new games that from developers who haven't disappointed people yet, like Guerrilla with Horizon Zero Dawn, From Software with Elden Ring. These games are coming out, and it's like I can see a lot of people thinking, man, like it's only $25 to jump into this and give it a shot, and they also have that 5-hour free trial, which I thought was a good idea on their part to offer that in case people were a little concerned with the spending any money on this, right? But if you're a person of limited time and you already pre-ordered Horizon Forbidden West, you're just not going back. You're just like, man.
Facts. Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
good. Yeah.
You're not. I want to read a couple of comments here. Sonic Wolf Echo was in the chat, said, what up, panel? What up, chat? Hey, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you coming through and rocking with us once again. Dragonheart says, I played through at launch. 5-6 months later, he got the full 1,000. He got all the achievements in the game. Got many hours climbing. So amazing. I'm constantly amazed. Every playthrough, it never gets boring. My man Steph in the chat, Sus Gang, he says, I hope this game crashes and burns for his mental health. Yo, shout out to
Damn.
Steph, man. shout out to Steph. Hugger,
Sir.
my beautiful sister. I know you were someone who was really anticipating Cyberpunk 2077. And we know it had many issues, not only with the game, mostly with the game, but it was a bunch of other stuff we was sharing about what was happening behind the scenes. Is it for CD Projekt Red and this title? Is it too late to win back gamers, or do you think this is the perfect time? No time like the present to get things fixed and try to win back the heart of gamers with this patch.
I mean, yeah, it's they can win gamers back, I believe, because Final Fantasy 14, No Man's Sky, The Division, the first one. There's tons of games that were years into being out and then got a re-up and then changed their whole legacy and dynasties. I think I'm waiting as somebody waiting to for the full game to be patched and everything, and I will replay it. I'm not a super fan of the story, but the game is actually decent when it wants to run. And yes, PC has modded a lot of stuff into it and made it extremely good. I would love to see what CD Projekt can do, because The Witcher was a game that is probably my game of the generation, and I'm still trying to have faith in the studio and the developers and all that. So I'm hoping for the best at this point.
Okay. What about you,
Are you
Steph?
looking forward to that?
Oh no, go ahead. My bad.
I just want to ask Hugger, are you looking forward to the next gen update for Witcher 3?
I play on PC, so I don't really care.
Of course.
Like that
She said
sounds so
mortals.
harsh, but I'm just like,
Oh no, I
I
get it.
just
I
getting
definitely get it.
consoles
Trust
here
me.
is hard, so it's like,
Right.
But yeah, if you guys haven't played Witcher by now, come on. It's literally given away free the other day.
You know what?
Wait,
Witcher's
wait.
a game. Witcher 3. I'm one of those people
On PC.
I didn't play the first two Witcher games. I got on the
Oh, you
Witcher.
don't need to.
I got on the Witcher bandwagon on Witcher 3, right? And I bought it day one. I played it, and I discovered things about myself that I forgot. Like, I don't like fixing weapons or armor in video games. And that was enough to make me stop
Lazy.
playing. Like, I played it, I was like, okay, dude. And after a while, I was like, F this. I don't want to manage. I'm a damn Witcher. I should be able to whoop ass and not have to worry about fixing my sword. Like, you want to piss me off in a video game? You do two things. One, make me escort somebody who moving too damn slow, or period.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want
I
to
hate that.
escort you. Bring your ass. Let's go. If you can't survive in a zombie apocalypse, whatever apocalypse we in, you don't deserve to live. Survival of the fittest or unfit. In my case, it don't matter.
Lord.
Get here on your own. Number one. And number two, I should have a weapon that was crafted by the hands of Jesus himself, and I hit a grunt twice, and I gotta fix it. No,
Grunt twice.
no. Sorry.
Wow, that was
I'm
something.
just saying. I'm
Just
just
show
saying.
me where the
Something.
repaired armor hurt you.
Witcher catching strays. We weren't even talking about Witcher. Man.
CD
I'm just-
Projekt Red cannot escape it.
and that has to be a topic we discuss on a podcast one day. It's like gaming tropes that you are sick of. Right? Gaming thing, and
Ooh,
those are my
there's too
two.
many.
You give me a damn escort mission, I'm gonna escort this damn game off my console. Period. But back to Cyberpunk, Snips. Go ahead, brother. Your thoughts on I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh no,
Sorry.
please don't. I love it. It's great.
Snips, your thoughts. What, is he frozen or he just?
I think he might be frozen.
Oh, he is frozen. I was like, I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
say
Ooh, there it
that.
goes.
You good, Snips?
Uh-oh.
He gone.
Oh!
He
No,
gone.
I don't know. I
It's-
just wanted to do that.
His thoughts are always going to be both sides. He's gonna
I'll
see,
speak for
say
Snips. I
something,
got it.
I don't
I'll
like
channel
this,
my
and then
inner-
he'll say, this is good for consumers and stuff. Snips has always got some weird balance that he finds.
He
Right.
Snips balances us out. Like, he's the opposite Fame. I mean, I ain't, you know, he ain't too much lighter than me. He, Snips is just light skinned, right? And he got white lights on. But he does balance out the podcast. He's always trying to be analytical and bring things. But to me, this is gonna be me, right? This became another game that's destined to probably die in my backlog. Yes, I know I went and bought it, but I bought it just to buy it.
You bought the Steelbook too, huh?
The Steelbook came with it for $9.
And Fame sent me a Steelbook.
Yep, and I sent Hugger one, and then I went and got another one because there was different Steelbooks for the game, so I got two. And you know why I bought it? Just to buy it. And granted, it's not like I'm not interested in playing the game, because I am. At this point, even something like Horizon Forbidden West, which I can't play right now because my PS4 is busted, and I don't have a PS5 because scalpers are the worst people on the planet, right? So I can't play Horizon, but I'm playing so many games right now. I still got to go back and finish a multitude of games. Like, I don't find myself in a position to play something as lengthy or can be as lengthy as Cyberpunk. Like, there is no room for a old game to be long right now. And I say that as I play Edge of Eternity, which has been out for a while, but me and Big Purr is going on adventures together. And once I get sick of riding Big Purr, I may stop playing it. But right now, me and Big Purr going on adventures together, and we doing our thing. So I'm happy with it. It's an older game. Maybe I'll find some time sometime this year to play this game. But it seems to be destined to die in my backlog.
Sometimes you just got to know when to say, you know what, I'm fine with that. Because otherwise you get stuck like somebody like me who does retrospectives about games that we didn't get to play, and now we're stuck in that section. It's like,
Uh-oh. Welcome back, Snips.
He's back.
We just finished speaking for you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we colonized your section.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Jesus.
It's still February.
It's still February.
Hey, February or not, I've had it coming.
Yo, but Snips, as we got you back, your thoughts on Cyberpunk 77, brother?
Yeah, so I played on PC. Hardware-wise, I was a little bit behind the times in terms of my graphics card, which is still there for reasons I don't have to get into with y'all because gaming. It didn't live up to the hype for me, even if everything was going to work perfectly. But that's kind of natural. Things tend to get oversold, overhyped. The core game that was there, it definitely looked like there was something that could be enjoyable to play through. I unfortunately was not able to enjoy that game. Issues. It was the frequency of the issues and the nature of them kept me from having an enjoyable time every single time I booted up the game. So that was frustrating in and of itself. I think I had around 20 some odd hours of playthrough before I gave up and uninstalled the thing. Like with No Man's Sky and like Slow-Mo was saying, they're trying to come back and say we're ready for you at a terrible time because there's so much new shit that's coming out. They're in my backlog. They'll stay there. I plan to play it at some point, but I'm in no rush to do so. And I hope I know they've been addressing the technical issues and stuff like that. I did not see word of if they addressed like base gameplay issues that I had. Like melee combat to me felt very like cheesy. Like it didn't feel like I made my 20 hours of campaign playthrough. I did it all with a knife that I found like in the first 2 hours of me playing the game. And it was like a nice, like epic knife. Like it had some decent stats on it, but I was running through all these gunfights, just jumping around, slashing with my knife. And like, I didn't feel like there was no real like sense of feeling to me swinging my melee weapon or anything.
There was no weight.
Felt like
there's no weight.
I was just kind of flinging a knife around, wrecking people in the dome. And driving was my biggest one. I hated the feel. The cars felt bad, but motorcycles were even worse. It's like I think I touched on this before. It's like they've never ridden a motorcycle in their life. and they think motorcycles turn like cars. Like you don't pitch over when you go to turn or anything like that. It just like it feels like you're making a 90-degree turn in a car. And I'm like, I get it. You're not a racing sim. Okay. I'm not expecting like insane tire wear or anything from you. But if you look at how the cars drive in GTA, they managed to handle just fine. And a bike feels very different than a car because they're two very different vehicles. In this game, everything just felt like cut and paste crap driving, and it ruined because I that's how I have to get around, right? So I never enjoyed it. I hated every second of it. So I don't know if they changed any of that stuff. That would be the biggest pull to bring me back. But if people enjoyed it, if they liked it, I'm never upset that you're happy. So if this is good news for you, you enjoyed the game, you had a good time with it, and you're ready to rock and roll on next gen console, then hell yeah, man. I hope it's great, and I hope you enjoy the heck out of it, and I hope it's wonderful. And maybe sometime 2 years from now, when I catch up on my backlog, I'll play Cyberpunk again.
Shout out to the chat once again for you guys rocking with us, man. You guys were amazing. I want to go here a little bit for a few things. Wolf says the driving was horrible. Dragonheart agreed. Bernard Miller said they fixed the motorcycles and the card with this patch.
Okay.
And many
fixed the gunplay
after two
sorry.
years.
I said
Dude, that's so
Just a core game mechanic, no big deal.
Yeah.
I hope they fix the gunplay too, because that gunplay. Like
Don't forget what we always forget about this game. It's supposed to have a multiplayer as well.
That's right. I did forget that existed or was supposed to exist. That's my. I think that's my biggest beef with, and it's the same reason I still hold a grudge against No Man's Sky, even though like it's all great now. It's bugs I can deal with. Like I get it. Nothing's going to be absolutely perfect at launch. You can't test or plan for every scenario. Bugs are okay. But when your game is not what you told me it would be, what you sold me on, that I have a big freaking issue with. Mm-hmm. And then when it takes you 2 years after launch to finally maybe get it to that point, I'm not keen to give you my money anytime soon.
No.
That makes me mad.
I agree. I totally agree. Hey, for those who are watching, do us a big favor as we transition the topic. So if you guys could, hit that like button if you haven't. That helps us out a whole bunch. Subscribe for sure. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, open up another tab. Open up twitch.tv/LV1_gaming. Go and give us a follow on the Twitch as well, because we be gaming. I want you guys to come rock out with us. And yes, Manny Yeti, Skull is happening. I ain't forgot about it. It's happening. That stream is happening this weekend for sure. The lies. Now, we're going to switch topic to difficult games, okay? Because there seems to be... that topic coming up more and more on being a quote-unquote real game about playing hard games, difficult games. And this conversation really came about with Sifu. And I do want to start this conversation over with our guest Slow-Mo, because his stream was one of the first streams that I watched, his Sifu stream. And he was doing his thing, but it was also one where I seen him getting his eyes whooped. Okay? But Slow-Mo, your thoughts, number one, on difficult games, and do you feel like there is a elitist status amongst the gaming community when it comes to, hey, I beat this game on highest difficulty, you didn't, and then people getting upset because, as we're hearing, Sifu will be getting some accessibility options, I believe, that would make the game less difficult.
Yeah, so I mean, I played the game when it first came out. I've been looking forward to this game for a minute. Like, as soon as it was announced, I was like, bet, this is right down my alley. I love martial art movies, and a game that lets me, like, assume the role of, like, the protagonist in my own martial art film. I'm down for it, right? I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no idea this was going to be that kind of game where, you know, like you have to put the controller down for a moment, you know, rub your, you know, get your hand, get the moisture out of your hand so you can kind of like, you know, sit up in your seat a little bit. Like, all right, I'm gonna have to actually like fight for my life here, right? So, I enjoy a challenge. I enjoy difficult games. I don't always enjoy it the same way. I don't always enjoy saying a RPG, a long RPG, or, you know, maybe I want to change the pace. So I play a Telltale game, you know, in between playing a couple shooters, stuff like that, right? So I think there's a lot of people that kind of feel that way when it comes to difficult games, but then you get the people who are. I think it's fine to brag about your achievements. This game has a trophy slash achievement where if you beat the game at the age of 25 or younger, like, which is really really hard. Like I think the far majority of the people who played this game ended up over 25 years old in the first area alone, right? So that's not easy to do. But I have no problem with people bragging about that. What I think I don't necessarily care for the people who act like a game can't be have modes for difficulty after the fact. My only concern would be whether the devs decided to do this because people found it to be too difficult, or whether it was something that was already planned from the very start. Because when it comes to like Souls games and stuff like that, like we hear that every time a Souls game comes out, we hear the whole argument all over again.
Yep.
These games are too hard. I got my booty hurt. Like I'm like, look, all that kind of talk is just like, hey, look, it's a From Software game. You knew what you were getting into. If you didn't know what you were getting into, that's on you, right? So if Slow Clap, not me, but the developer Slow Clap, right? If they actually intended for this game to not have any difficulty settings whatsoever, I feel like they should have stuck to their guns. And if people would have been like, hey, you got to put in the easy mode, I feel like their response should have been, get good. Not necessarily from the other gamers who are like, hey, get better at the game. You should have, like, I think the developers should say that because it was their vision from the very start.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what their vision was, that the game was supposed to be difficult, supposed to be hard, they wanted it to be that way, so be it. But if that difficulty patch or whatever, it was just something that they planned on implementing all along, then I think everyone else needs to be quiet and just let them do them.
B, I know you torture yourself with Souls games. What are your thoughts on difficulty with games, and more along the line of the elitist status we see for people, and people being upset when games are getting accessibility options and introduced to make it easier? Or you think, like what Slow-Mo said, do you think is something that the developers always intended to do, or are they caving into the crowd?
Okay, so with the elitist status thing, I don't see an issue with that. Like, go ahead and brag. You beat, because if you guys haven't played Sifu but you've played Absolver, you know that the combat is intense. And Lord forbid, I remember in Absolver when you would be fighting two people and you'd be fighting two bosses at once. I can only imagine what that's like when you're fighting 4 or 5 people at once in Sifu, because they're the same developer and that combat style is no joke. And you can't button
chaotic.
Yeah, you can't button mash your way to the top. Like, you will get folded. At least that's what it was in Absolver. So I can only imagine this being, the game to come after. Now, with the accessibility thing, I see it as a straight money move. Your game's got a lot of hype. You still got all the back end technical developer stuff open and fresh on your mind. Why not throw it in there so more people can buy your game? Like that's how I see it. I'm trying to pull the snips here. Like it's just more eyes on it. Like, I imagine, for example, because Elden Ring's around the corner, a game I'm gonna buy and I'm gonna get destroyed by, and probably never beat, but put 100 and some hours into, like I do with all the other Souls games that I've never beat, but I play the hell out of. It's imagine how many more people will go out and spend their money on it if there was a mode for them to just kind of go through and look around and gather the lore. Because for me, I don't know what the hell's going on in those games. But I think it's a money thing. I see it as just more people buying the game. Maybe they'll get an award out of it, like an accessibility award for it. Mark my words. You'll probably see that at one of these big award shows. They'll get like most accessible or something.
Hugger, for me personally, right? And anytime I stream a new game, I don't start the stream until I let y'all see that I put the game on normal, because I don't care. right? I don't need that frustration in my life, okay? I feel like normal is the great equalizer. This is the way the game is meant to be played for an average Joe like myself, and I got no problems with that. But Floor Hugger, your thoughts on difficult games, and do you feel like these developers should make games like a Sifu, like a Dark Souls? Should they put in a option to lower the difficulty to make it more acceptable or for a more broader audience?
Well, you know me, I'm always about accessibility for everybody. So but I'm also gonna agree with Slow-Mo. If the game is designed to be hard, like Sekiro, like all the Souls games, then it should be left that way. Because now it's its own genre of being these extremely difficult games that some people flock to. I love them. I have never beaten one on my own without assistance, because PC players get the good. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
We eating PC eating all day,
Whoa.
baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. But play whatever you want. It's your game. If you want to play on normal, play on normal. If you want to play on easy. If you want to do Mass Effect 2's Insanity run, do that. Like, you bought the game. You can't have somebody you buy a fridge and then somebody else tells you what to do with that fridge. Like, you bought it. It's yours. Play however you want. Don't care. And if you want people that brag about it, cool. That's awesome. You finish. Go watch a speed run. They can finish those games on the hardest difficulty in half the time that you can if you really got ego about it. It ain't that big, family.
You know what? Before we get to snips, I do want to say I'm all for people playing games like they want to. You want to play the games on easy? Go play them on easy. It's your life, baby. Do as you will. My only thing is that if you play the game on easy, not saying what you can and cannot do, I just will not pay attention to your review. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I can't
review,
do it.
Yeah.
I can't
You
do
gotta
it.
play on normal.
If you
I
played
agree with
it, your review means nothing to me. Because as you know, most games, when you select the difficulty option, it'll tell you the easy mode. A lot of stuff is going to be lacking and missing up out of there because it's made for you just to enjoy the story. But if you're doing a review, you really got to talk about certain games that have combat. And if the combat is you going up, just mashing buttons and whooping the NPC's ass, your review is not respectable to me. But Snips, your thoughts on difficult games and them being more accessible, a la what's coming up with the next patch for Sifu.
So, from devs' perspective, devs make the game you want to make. And in the with regards to Sifu, whether this difficulty patch was planned originally or whether it's something that after the game was out for a little while they said, hey, maybe this would be a nice thing to add. Regardless, if it's what you want to do, if it's how you want to change your game, go for it. This is your game, make it, and if you want to open it up so that people don't have to grind like crazy to get through the game, that's fine. Players, same thing. Play the games you want to play. Don't go expecting a dev to change an entire game just for you. No, that's not how this works. It's like any other product. The product is made. If you like it, you buy it. If you don't, stay away from it. It's that simple. Even with regards to games like the Soulsborne games, if they decided at some point they wanted to release easier difficulties for those games, I don't care. I think with those games, because they carved out a niche of being super difficult, the only thing they should do is at the start of the game when you're about to start your playthrough and they have your difficulty selection, whatever the hardest one is, or the second from hardest, if you wanted to do it that way, put a little arrow that says, this is the difficulty we intended you to play on. Do something like that. For those that love the hard games, they love the challenge, and they like that sense of pride they get when they complete it. An easier difficulty takes none of that away from you. There's every single playthrough at the end is going to distinguish whether or not it was done on a harder difficulty or an easier difficulty. So you still get your bragging rights. You still get to say, you beat it on easy. It's pretty cool, but I beat it on master. And then you get your little flex in, right? It makes you feel cool. Like you don't have to, you don't have to go rubbing it. Yeah. You don't have to go rubbing it in people's faces, which is what they're going to do, of course, anyway. But unless they completely change the Soulsborne game to be like, nope, it's no longer as difficult as it used to be. Every boss is a rainbow that hugs you now and you win. and that previous entire game is scrapped, gone, removed forever, you have something to be upset about. But if the game that you wanted to play is still there and still exists, whether they make an easier version or a harder version, you lose nothing. You play at the difficulty you want to play at and enjoy it. It's really not that hard. In the same vein, like I was saying earlier, the people who were complaining that it's too hard, we need an easy mode. No, if they want to add one, great, but you don't get to demand that from them. If that's not your game, then don't play it. Go away, go play something else. There's millions of other games out there. We all got backlogs. It's literally stop expecting everything to be tailored specifically to you. That's not how. Yeah, it's not how it works. Everything's not for you. And like what Fame was saying, like I think it's a cool accomplishment if you can beat something on a harder difficulty or a harder game, but it doesn't really change anything. Like he played through Halo Infinite on normal. I finished my campaign finally a couple weeks ago on heroic, and the only thing I said to him when I finished it was, "Oh, it's really cool. Like you played it too. Like that's great. We both experienced this game." And from what I understand, on normal, that game's still a B in all the parts where it's a B on heroic. It's just difficult to play.
Yeah.
So that like it doesn't make you a cooler person or anything. If you want to brag with your friends, that's fine. But I hate seeing the people who are like, if they add an easy mode, this is stupid. I'm done with this developer. It's like, bro, you are 30 some on years old, recording your content in the bedroom of your mama's house, making 25 grand a year. Chill the F out. Like the fact that you beat a Soulsborne game doesn't erase the fact that you're a terrible person, and this is like your escape. You don't get to belittle people for that crap. Like get over yourself. That shit drives me nuts.
You don't know my life.
Because those are the people. The people I see getting the most upset about it are all those kinds of people. It's like, bro, just chill. It's a freaking video game. Like beating this game did not give you a mansion or a Bentley or anything like that. Like it didn't change your status in life. Like you are still that same
Ready
person.
Player One.
Yeah.
Hey man, people would do anything and say anything for clout tokens. I'm gonna move over to the chat here really quickly. Dragon's Heart says, I'm getting my arse whooped in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on the hardest difficulty. My God. I personally choose that because I wanted to feel what it's like to be a real Jedi. Let's go. Hey, respect.
That was not an easy game.
That's the realest way to play the game. It is definitely a Soulsborne when you crank it up, because that's the way I was playing it. I put it down because I was just entirely too frustrated and I didn't want to lower the difficulty. But yeah, that game, I was getting wrecked by basic troopers on the regular, like folded. And then also I just looked at my menu. I'm playing freaking Cyberpunk 2077. I've been running it on hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that I would be really bored of that game if I was playing it on normal. I'll just put that out there.
So you're also saying, nope, I can't say that.
We'll say that for
Cyberpunk is hard.
And to Dragon's point, like that's awesome that you beat it on that difficulty. Nobody can take that away from you. That's a hell of an accomplishment. But as long as you don't go around trying to belittle other people for not doing
it. And that's the key, right?
The line. That's really all the line is. Somebody can look at you and say, dang, that's super impressive, bro. I could never do that. I played it on easy. And you could say, yeah, I mean, it was really cool. I think it was pretty awesome. I did it, but you still enjoyed the game, right? I'm like, yeah. And that's where you bridge the gap. It's, yes, my difficulty was harder and I get to feel cool about that, but that doesn't give me the right to make you feel like crap because you didn't do that. It's not how it works.
Basically, yeah.
And so I want to transition one more time. First of all, if you guys are in the chat, big ups to y'all, man. You guys are the realest. Hit that like button, share the stream out. Also, if you're on YouTube, go over to the twitch.tv/LV1_gaming. Maybe one of my panelists will drop that link in the chat. If you guys to click and give us a follow. I know my homie Shlomo has a Basement Radio Arcade coming up here in just a few moments. So I want to start with him for our next topic, our next and last topic. It seems as if Microsoft is leaning a little bit too heavily, it seems, on the big events. With Nintendo just having a direct recently, PlayStation having a what is it called? PlayStation, help me out here.
The State of Play.
State of Play.
Yep.
And Microsoft used to have an inside Xbox, but it was mostly filled with a bunch of BS that we didn't care about. So with that being said, Slow Mo, do you think Microsoft needs to pivot and put together a Nintendo Direct style show for Xbox. That way gamers aren't having to wait until E3 or a big show to hear about what's coming on the Xbox platform.
I absolutely do, and I've been saying this for years. Like literally for years, I've been saying that they need to get away from E3 and focusing so much on E3. And I mean, like this is the age of the internet where like you can get just as many eyes on your games if you just did a tweet than you would at E3. Like it all depends on how you market it and how you present your game. And so like I thought Inside the Xbox was a good idea, but the execution of it was done really poorly. Like I mean, they had like B-list celebrities playing Forza. No one
We
cares
do
about
not
that.
care.
They had the State of Decay escape room. What is that? Why? There was another. Didn't they have another? I think the last Inside the Xbox, they gave us a history lesson on catapults. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was bad. And they
That was
spent like
weird.
10 minutes. It was like
And it's
10
just-
minutes talking about trebuchets. Like it was.
Trebuchets, yes. Why? No
Oh,
one
yeah.
gives a crap about any of that garbage. Show us games. And so, like, what they should have did, I think, was instead of just killing Inside Xbox completely, because they had it like on a monthly basis. You don't have enough content to deliver a compelling show for an hour on a monthly basis. You don't have enough. All you have is your next update for what's going to be on Game Pass and a couple of commercials and a couple of trailers for games that aren't even yours. So instead of doing that, go to a quarterly thing. So every quarter, you're actually showing your Xbox community what's coming out the next quarter. And since they're coming into the future where they got 30 plus studios, or soon to be 30 plus studios with Activision Blizzard King, and you're getting close to the time where even your very first acquisitions are starting to get their games out. You're going to start coming into where they told their investors years ago they wanted to have a AAA game coming out every quarter. Well, here you are, Inside Xbox, every quarter. You focus that Inside Xbox, its highlights going to be that AAA game that you're dropping the next quarter. That's in addition to showing new content from developers that are coming out. Instead of waiting to E3, go ahead and drop that announcement of Arcane's next game or Compulsion Games' next game at your Inside Xbox. Make it compelling enough for people to actually watch. Because what ended up happening is that people knew they would never show anything important at an Inside Xbox, so they stopped caring, and they actually lived up to that expectation by never actually doing anything that was important there. So you take the focus off of E3, you take the focus off of developers having this deadline over their head. Oh, we got to get this trailer ready. We got to get this vertical slice ready by June.
That part.
Forget that crap. Have it ready when it's ready. And we got a show for you every 3 months. If you can't make this show, you can make the next one. It's fine. And see, it takes the pressure off your 30 plus developers as well as yourself. And I just think that would have been a much better avenue to do it. It'll be a little bit more consistent than Nintendo Directs, because you don't get a Nintendo Direct every quarter. But Nintendo only does it when they got something to actually show you, which people look forward to it because they know if Nintendo's doing a Direct, they actually going to show me some games that I might actually care for. The state of plays aren't as interesting, but I think that they have more studios than the rest of their competition. They can really make that work. And hopefully maybe in the future that's something that as they're getting around to having all this content starting to come out in next year in 2023, that they'll actually consider doing something like that.
Yo, Shlomo hit the nail on the head. Like,
Yeah, for real.
lost for words.
Yeah.
I mean, he killed it, and he's exactly right on literally on every single point. And I think to touch on the 30-something odd studios, at that point, you have no excuse. Because even then, like when Nintendo does a Direct, it's not all first party.
Nope.
Yeah.
So you don't have to just say we
It's
can't do the show because we don't have.
third party.
And even when Sony does their show, they'll deep dive and give you 20 minutes of Horizon Forbidden West. You don't have to have a bunch of stuff. So if you want, you can do a show and say, we're going to give you 15 minutes a game. We're going to give you a 30-minute show, right? We got a little bit here, a little bit here, but we're going to end it with 15 minutes of gameplay of Hellblade 2. Not a single person on this planet going to complain about that. And that's probably going to be one of the most watched videos on the Xbox platform, right? But B, I want to move over to you, brother. Your thoughts on Xbox needing a...
If give me one moment. I hear my kids running around upstairs. They should be in bed. Hold on.
Gotcha. You good. But,
Dad,
Ben...
but no, hey, you know what? It kills me that how much content they have access to, how many developers they have access to. They could, and then if you look at the way they're trying to push Game Pass, you could do a mini. I know this would be extreme. It would be a lot, and people would get over it. But if they wanted to, they could do a monthly one, a monthly short showcasing the games they're putting on Game Pass. Just a quick 10-minute. Hey, not even a live event. Just post it, drop it a certain day every month.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a slice of the games that were dropped instead of just that thumbnail that picture they drop on across social media.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
Would literally get just some video, some gameplay of each one, introducing it, and then move on. They could do that, but with the whole Nintendo Direct thing, they have way too much content not to be doing something along that line. And the best way to kick off would be with what the game you just had up, Atomic Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be a great way to Stalker 2. Like these games you could do. I mean, hey, you see everybody borrowing from each other. Why not have your own Xbox whatever play? I don't know. You need it. Because you can't just lean on everybody telling everybody else how great Game Pass is, even though it is great. I'm enjoying it. I utilize it all day. And then they could tie it in with maybe they could tie it in with like Edge and Microsoft and get points for watching it on Edge, or I don't know. You can make a whole thing about it, like the same way with like Twitch drops and all that. They can link it all together, cross promote all their stuff. And if you watch it on your Xbox, you get so many extra points and an entry into. Truth
be told, they had that with Mixer. So back when Mixer was a thing, if you watched Xbox's shows via Mixer, and because Mixer was tied to your Microsoft account, you would get games, points, all type of stuff. Because I made sure that I watched every Xbox event via Mixer. I miss Mixer, bro. I think, I don't know if Microsoft just let it go too soon, but I still feel like, and that's the topic of another day, I still feel like Twitch needed that competition. And I think Mixer just needed more love, more time. I think it was closed too soon. That's just me.
But I really do believe they could link it all together, and it could benefit us, give the Xbox supporters something to look at, and give us some benefit for watching it, because we're gonna watch it. You know, if you have an Xbox, you're gonna participate because you want to see what else you can get out of your Game Pass or your console.
100%. I know Slow Mo. I wanted to see him out. I know he had to go to other podcasts, but until he comes back, Huck, I want to move over to you. We stream a lot of events, and Xbox is one of those things that we don't. Do you think it's time for would Microsoft benefit from a direct style show?
This is actually funny because Chocolate and I were ranking Nintendo's directs yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And in 2013 alone, Nintendo did 10 directs. But by I think the 7th one, it was nothing was new. And then the 8th one, nothing was new. It just got repetitive. I will say that they used new footage every time of the games, but there was just a lot of it was a lot of nothing there when there could have been something there. Or just don't do 10 in a year. I think Xbox has right now. We're all looking at their stuff. We would love to do them once a month, but then they're going to start repeating, or something's going to get delayed and pushed back and not be able to be in that show. So I think they do need to direct something quick. That's what she said, but it's I'm on it. I think that I don't know how they would implement it at all now, but I don't want to wait till June. Wait until God knows what time to cover it. And Baron, thank you, Baron, for covering it with me last year. That was a cluster.
Yeah.
Citizen Snips, you got the last word, my guy. Send us on home. Xbox Direct.
It's real simple. You have more to tell us than what you have been telling us. The once a year deal ain't enough. I won't tell you how many times, won't tell you it needs to be quarterly, monthly, weekly, but you need to find the balance of frequency and relevancy. If you have something cool to tell me or show me every month, make it every month. If you don't have something cool to show me every quarter, then make it every quarter. Find that pacing that works for you. And I'm not even saying it needs to be at regular intervals like that. If they want to make it like a randomly announced deal, give me a month heads up. Hey, by the way, we've got another direct coming for you because we have some cool new stuff to talk about. Find that balance of frequency and relevancy, because like Hugger was talking about, I don't need 10 in a year if you're going to show me the same games in 8 of them. You're not telling me anything new. You're wasting your time. You're wasting my time. Nobody needs that. And then frame the event properly. Tell me if I'm going. You don't have to go into full specifics because you don't want to spoil your own event. You want to leave an air of mystery. I get that. But tell me, is it going to be trailer focused? Is it going to be gameplay focused? Is it going to be Game Pass focused? Just let me know. Frame your event properly. Give me a heads up when it's coming, and have something cool to talk to me about when you do it. I know you have people there smart enough to figure this crap out. It's not rocket science. And you've obviously got the studios, you've got the games in the works, you've got this stuff going. Share it on your own time and share it on your own events. There's no reason not to. It feeds this community, which is the content creation community. It feeds the gaming community because they get excited. They start saving their pennies for your next upcoming stuff. And it can also, like we found out with Halo Infinite, it can also give you a quick break check on the game to let you know, oh crap, the response to this in this game was not very good. Now we've got time to fix it. We can tweak it. We can work on it. So it's a beneficial thing all the way around, but don't make it so regular and so feel like you need to stick to a strict interval just to stick to that interval if you don't have anything cool to tell me. And don't make it so mysterious that if I'm a big gameplay guy, I don't know it's going to be any gameplay in this thing. I tune in hoping to see gameplay and I don't, and I'm disappointed. Frame it right, get your frequency right, and it's a good thing. Everybody wins.
Hey, really quickly, as you guys know, at the end of the show, we like to give suggestions. But I know my homie Slow-Mo is short on time. So Slow-Mo, I do want to see you out as you so you can get to your next show on time. Before you leave, brother, I need you to do 2 things. 1, remind people where they can find you. And 2, if you could suggest a movie, TV show, anime for somebody to watch this weekend, what should it be?
Oh man, you shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna be here for 10 more minutes. All right, so no, you can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The same name, Slow-Mo Backslap. I go live on Twitch. I do what I call lunchtime with Slow-Mo. I actually go live around lunchtime. If you're eating your lunch at work, you can catch me playing a game. Just kind of shooting the breeze and talking with some people and having some fun. I do that probably most weekdays. You'll catch me doing that. On my YouTube channel, I like to focus on games of all platforms, but mostly games that people aren't really talking about. Try to get people hip to some new games that are coming out. For example, ain't no I can't say this name.
He's struggling.
Ain't no Munonium. Yes, there he goes. Ain't no Munonium is a game that the PlayStation Twitter account just announced is coming out next month. I did a video about that game like 2 years ago. So like that's just kind of like an example of the kind of the stuff that I focus in on, like stuff that people will eventually be talking about. But I like to get into the nuance and the details that the devs are working on, things like that. So come check the channel out. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. I actually have 2 things I think people should check out. So one is We're All Dead. I think that's the name of it. It's a zombie flick.
All of us are
Netflix,
dead.
a zombie TV show. All of us are dead. Yes, I freaking love it. It's great, man. It's awesome. All the Korean stuff, the stuff that's coming out there is awesome. That Sweet Home, Alice in Borderland, and Squid Game are all awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've watched all of those. They're high quality. And lately, I actually had to go back. I've been watching Friday Night Lights, the TV show. It's just this is like my third time watching it. It's just that good. Like, even if you don't like football, I love football, but if you don't like football, it's like
Good
you would get the drama, the acting. Like, literally everybody on that show became a big actor after that. So yeah, it's worth it.
Hey, Shlomo, it's been real, bro. I know you got a dip to head over to Brout, bro. But it's been real having you on, man, and we would love to have you on again. You know, we be in Discord and general chat playing games, so whenever you want to come through and rock out with us, whatever we playing. Oh yeah, and carry us, bro. I'm sure you're pretty strong, bro. So your back can hold it, bro.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. Like, I see you guys on. I'm gonna just slide on in and just jump in the party, just jump into your game, just randomly just show up and just start shooting people.
Bring your cargo pants.
All right, man. I'm out of here.
Hey, it's been real, brother.
Show, man.
Hey, thank you, man.
Man.
We appreciate you. For those who are still here and rocking with us, do me a big favor in the chat. Give a suggestion of a video game, TV show, anime, movie that people should be playing. I know what Mini Yetis is off the rip. I know it's gonna be Skull, but still, give us those in the description. I'm gonna move over to you, Citizen Snips. What should people watch and or play for this week?
So I got an anime for you guys. I'm not going to give you any background information or synopsis or anything like that of this anime. It's called Sabakui Bisco. All you need to know is that episode 4 of this anime is titled Ride the Crab. And if you don't at least watch it until episode 4 for my sake and my sake alone, then forget you. What are you doing here? JK, please still be here and like, share, and subscribe. But no, just go check that out. It's a fun little show. New one this season. Looks like it could be a fun little ride. Something to play. So I finally finished Halo campaign after dragging that out forever. I'm now focused on finishing Tales of Arise, which every time I go back and play that game, I feel like I like it a little bit more. So if you have not played that, if you're jonesing for some RPG action or JRPG action, if you like anime and you like RPGs, these two worlds collide in a beautiful way. Go check that out. Go play that. And get your Destiny 2 grind boots on, because Witch Queen is right around the corner. It looks dope as heck, and I'm excited for it. So that's what I got for you. Sabikui Bisco is the name of that anime, and I'll type it in chat. And Tales of Arise, Destiny 2.
Headed over to the chat. Hustler Motivate says Capcom versus SNK on Dreamcast. Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, baby.
Mini Yeti says, watch the new Demon Slayer season, which the entertainment arc is fire. The entertainment arc was fire, right? Fire, right? And then, of course, he says, play Skull. Dragonheart says, Unruly Heroes. Go check it out. All right, sis. You on the clock? What you got?
So for a movie, because I've been in a certain type of mood, I'm going to recommend From Dusk Till Dawn, which 1996 Quentin Tarantino movie. And if you guys don't know the iconic picture with Salma Hayek, please tell me it's Salma Hayek, right? With the snake on her shoulder. Okay. That movie is so good. I love most Quentin Tarantino movies.
As you should.
They're so good. I'm going to also recommend Inuyasha. I'm going to start that with a friend soon, hopefully. So we're going to rewatch it. For games, go play Tomb Raider 2013 so you can get addicted. Go play Rise of Tomb Raider. And lastly, go play GTA RP, or just any RP thing. It's a lot of fun, and you get sucked into it, and you meet good people.
Dragonheart, for those who Dragonheart commented, for those who wonder what Unruly Heroes is. Especially for those, and I forget, right, that we're also on Spotify and Apple iTunes, so people can't see this stuff. But he said for those who want to know what Unruly Heroes is, it's a 2D side-scroller adventure fighter type of game. It was on Game Pass in the past. Definitely one of his favorites. Baron J67, your suggestions for this week?
If you haven't, like me, and you've lived under like a bunch of big boulders underground next to the lava core or the hollow earth, whatever theory
All
you
right,
believe.
Patrick Star.
Right. Go play Fable. Like it's seriously what tripped me out the most is for a game that came out in like 2004, 2005. I might even be giving it 2 years. It might even been like 2003. But I know I played the anniversary edition that's on Game Pass, but it holds up. It was fun. Like, I did not want to put it down. And everybody keeps telling me, if you had as much fun as you did with the Fable, I even wrote a borderline review about it. Everybody keeps telling me Fable 2, I'm gonna have a blast. Like, if I enjoyed that, Fable 2 is just it's gonna be enough. And Fable 3, everybody's like, but Fable 2 for sure. Everybody is like, that's the one. But seriously, go play Fable. If you've never played it, go play it. Go run through it. You could just do so much. It's really a solid action RPG experience.
It was
like
ahead of its
solid.
time, I think. It was ahead of its time.
Bro.
It was really
like
fun.
I was like giving beer to the store owners and then pushing them out of their store and then robbing them blind and then selling the items back to them. And it bro, like, this is from a game from back, like, come on. That it was seriously ahead of its time. And it fit right then. If I would have played it around that time frame, that would have been like Morrowind and whatnot. It would have fit right in with the type of games I enjoyed at that point in time in my life. And I really missed out, but not really, because I got to play it now. So I got
and there's a new one likely dropping in 2 years. The new Fable probably dropping in 2024.
We hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe 2025, but we know what's coming. Listen, I my suggestion is pretty simple. Power Ghost 2, season 2, right? And Power Book 3, Force. Go check it out. I'm a cheap ass, so I waited to get stars for 99 cents a month again. So now I'm able to watch the shows again, but it is what it is. Hey, I gotta do what I gotta do, baby, because I'm not paying $10 a month for stars, bro. It's just not worth it. Nah. And for games, the game is on PS4 and PS5, but I'm playing it via Game Pass. The Adventures of Darun and Big Purr, right? Big Purr, right? Edge of Eternity. If you are a fan of JRPGs and you are a fan of big cats, right? Go check out Edge of Eternity.
Not a euphemism.
Edge of Eternity.
It's really a big cat.
Yeah, big cat. Edge of Eternity, also known as The Adventures of Darun and Big Purr. Okay? Listen. I said it before.
What happened to that boy?
And I'm going to say it again. I think the people who we see on a weekly basis, people we rock with, you guys are awesome. For new people who give us a chance, you guys are awesome as well. Shout out to the chat, Hustler, Motivate, Mini Yeti, Dragon was in here rocking with us. Chocolaka was in here. You guys are freaking awesome, man. Steph was in the building. Voidlock Spartan was in here. We had Mr. Sith on the Twitch side. You guys are amazing. We're going to get up out of y'all here. Tomorrow, there may be a take 2. Should be. We'll see. If not, we're playing some video games. Friday, Peep Game. Sunday, Starcross Gamers. Monday, finally, 15 Minutes of Fame. Tuesday, Cogs in the Machine. And we'll be back next Wednesday for level 191. With all of that said, congratulations. You guys leveled up to 191. This was the Double XP Pod. No, 190. This was the Double XP Podcast. You guys have a great one. And we're out.
Bye.